And we are back here live, twitch.tv/conspiracy horsemen, only partially banned, but back for their big show tonight. Because yes, the shit is raw. We're at your door. You start to scream out loud. Horsemen's back for more, infidels. And that's right. We're going to break it down. All the vote scam. We got some updates on some long-term controversial, pedophile ring stuff that is coming to a close. Maybe we can close the books on it. However, we got to break it down in the media landslide that's on you every single day. So here we are. The rescue team is ready to chopper you out. It's Hacker Hameen, it's Big Salah and GGP Ski Patrol Hacker Hameen style. Yallah. Holy cow, I can't get it out of my head. I look at them, and all I want to do is take them around and just have them start super kicking people. I must have watched the super kick. I must have watched the Big Sale super kick at least 200 times this week, dude. I just watched over and over and over. It was so awesome. How was it to kick Tajiri right in his face?
Well, he no-sold it, so who fucking cares?
He was shocked. I think he was so shocked at how clean the super kick was from the Giant. Dude, that was some fucking Bruce Lee level shit right there.
And you want to hear that this is going to demystify all of it. I completely forgot I ever did it. Like I did it a few times, but I forgot. When guys put up clips of stuff, and I'm like, where the fuck was that? Where was I for that? I don't remember a lot in my life.
Dude, it was so clean. It wasn't some big man straight boot or a viscera. It was a side. He loads a side snap kick and unhurls it like he's Van Damme, bro. Like I was throwing him that clean. Whack right in the face, man. It was awesome. I think it wasn't a no-sell. I was stunned at how clean it was more than anything.
I got to be stiffer next time, I guess.
Oh, man. But, he's always stiff in the rings. He's going to make it look good, and he's going to call somebody a motherfucker in the audience. But he's back with a clean-shaved head. It's our boy, GG.
Hold on a second. You motherfucker. Hold on. How dare you? In the word of Greta Thunberg, how dare you?
How dare you?
Does anybody want to buy?
I am not stiff. I am snug. At best, I make it look legit because I am a consummate professional. And according to some great, wise, and beautiful, and very acrobatic and flexible with super kicks individuals that I know, I am also a witch because I can resurrect a dead crowd.
Holy fuck!
Just like that.
Dude. Allow me to say this. All right, and unfortunately, Stevie's not here for it. But for a moment, I believed in the Jesus urban legend because I watched a man resurrect an entire crowd from the dead. It was
Jesus only did Lazarus. I did the entire
he had
crowd.
everybody. He had the entire crowd. And the fact is, I'm going to say this publicly, and I said it in the locker room. I said it out there. GGP is my number one heel. Period. Absolutely, hands down. Yes.
You are my tribal.
He is my tribal heel chief forever.
Head of the table, the tribal chief.
That's right. Well, he's that damn good. There's no doubt about it. And I was loving some of the videos you were sending, some of the highlight reels. I don't know how you weren't. Dude, it just reminded me of you and I at OVW. You'd be dying laughing. How are you not dying laughing over the
Oh, I did. There was points where I did laugh, and I got a lot of bad looks.
Did you?
I did.
Dude, good stuff. It was how long did it take you to beat Ace Austin?
I don't know. What did we go? 15 minutes? 20 minutes?
Maybe? I'm gonna say it seemed like 5 minutes. The match did not. Here's the deal, man. The match before GGP lasted a lifetime. You had. I know we're not getting into wrestling here, but you had two guys playing bad imitations of way out of their league. We had a fake Boogeyman and a fake Undertaker, and they had a casket match, and it was the garbage. It was awful. And the fact of the matter is, they should have had GGP out there had these guys before break, have GGP come out, and it would have been fine. But the crowd was so quiet. I was good. I recorded the dead sound, the nothing. You could hear everything around you. And then GGP came out, and the whole place, he got the entire place. He got heat, so much heat. It was amazing. It was absolutely fucking amazing. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. And yes, GGP is, according to In the Room Horror Junkyard, he is the hero of Flemington, because, well, actually, he's the heel of Flemington and probably all surrounding boroughs in Jersey, because it was fucking that good. It was amazing.
All hail God, all hail Zod. It's GGP, man. I know what he can do just with a couple walks around the ring, and I follow somebody, the right person. He'll get the whole crowd on his feet. So I got no doubt about that at an outside show. At least it looked like it was a nice day to watch two lovely young ladies roll around in the ring with each other.
It would have been if we had them.
Listen, first and foremost, you would have popped for this, bro. You would have popped for this. There was this one chick. I don't know what she was. I don't know how old she was, whatever. But she was yelling at me saying, "I'm Greek and you're a disgrace to the Greeks."
Oh, shit.
And then I yelled at her in Greek. I told her to go back in the kitchen and go make me a gyro.
Make a spinach pie.
And she got upset and then make me a spinach pie or whatever.
Oh, that was fucking beautiful. And I was so here I am, GGP's healing everybody, and I'm applauding. And I just get looks from the front row baby faces who keep turning around and giving me the awful looks every time I put over something GGP does it. I'm just, because I can't stop from popping out loud.
Yeah.
Because it's that good.
I just love that you guys are able
shout
to
out
get
to
and have a good time, man.
Shout out to Ace Austin. Guys, the kid, they kick and go. He's actually a good talent.
Yeah, it was good. And it was, like I said, it was good.
Yeah.
You guys were fucking outstanding.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of secret talent out there. I think he's out of Vegas, right? Reno Scum and those guys. Reno Scum had probably the best match on Impact this week. They had an awesome tag match. So I knew you were going to tear it down. I mean, he can work his gimmick too, just like you can. You know, he's got all of his figured out. So, oh yeah, we're getting it figured out. 50 strong here, twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. After doing full gear in UFC and getting pulled by the Twitch deer, we went over to Hami Media Group, filed the appeal, and 24 hours later, I'm back on it. You know, we were on Twitch.
Hey, Ben.
Page. Yeah, go ahead.
I need to ask you a question from one heel to another. Have you ever did a one-liner in the ring where you popped yourself and you have to hold yourself from laughing so hard?
Yeah, kinda. That dude. Were you on that show that I did the thing right after Parkland where I did the school shooting of the kids?
No.
Weren't you there?
I could have been. I don't remember.
Right after Parkland,
That was in Rome, wasn't it?
Right at intermission, and then you know that was it. Right before intermission, and all the kids were up on the railing telling me I suck after I did whatever. And I just went right down and did a fake air gun.
That was Backlund signing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
I think it was.
I was howling.
and the crowd was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I was fucking
these
howling.
little kids didn't know about what was going on in the news, and I was like, "Have a good night, everybody."
Yeah, I fucking was howling when you did it.
So there's. If there's a moment that presents itself, yeah, but I know, dude, when you get them with a good one, I have a couple of times where there's one promo I have to put myself over in. We were in Niagara Falls in this place, and it was about gun confiscation, and I was going door to door to put the next day to take everyone's guns, and if I want your daughters and wives, I'll take them too. But everyone just like groaned on that for some reason, and I had them. I almost lost it there, but that was.
The reason why I asked is because the ring announcer, his name is Ryan Peterson, good guy, right?
Yeah.
And I do my shtick, and the guy's he looks like a fat Jim Cornette, right? So
think about that.
So he looks like Jim Cornette.
No,
Jim Cornette was taller.
fatter. It looks like H. Cornette, put it that way, right? And I'm not fat shaming the guy. He's a good ring announcer. So we do the shtick, and I tell Tom to hold the ropes or whatever. And he goes, I'm coming. I said, you ain't coming nowhere. You're a virgin. And the crowd popped, and I almost popped because I went, fuck, that was good. On the floor.
Yeah, it was good shit.
That's excellent. I mean, you got to be that's being in the moment though. And you're not married to nothing and you're working with everything around you. That's why you stand out. Why we all stand out as key players that you can't take your eyes off as compared to doing fake clothes. Dude, some of those videos you were selling me were just, I just wanted to be sitting next to you. Holy shit. Did everybody think Sal was about to do a run in and fucking.
No, dude, no. Wait. Oh, I gotta tell you. So the two big men, they had the big men spot in the show. And they were good. They really sold everything.
Monster Mac and Wrecking Ball. Good guys.
Mac was amazing.
Wrecking Ball was on Impact last night too as security. I was pumped to see it.
Yeah. So we're in there, and I told him, I said, I made sure, I said, guys, after the show, I went up to them both, and I go, separately, I went, hey, guys, great business. You guys did great business, and it was awesome. That at no point was there anything unbelievable, no ridiculousness. It was all big men, fucking stiff spots. It was great. It was awesome. And I told Wrecking Ball, I went up to him later, and I was on my way out, split. And I said bye to GGP and everybody. And I was like, all right. And I said, hey, man, excellent. You guys did great business. Awesome. And I shook his hand. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, thanks. He goes, I got to represent big men. You're a pretty big guy. And I was like, and I went, yeah. I go, and I just left. I was just like, all right, cool, later.
If you're like, I'm one of the Samoans.
I was like, I should get into business someday. I don't know if you know my dad, the Samoans. Which one? All of them.
Dude, I got a heat on him on Wrecking Ball for not knowing for spot picking on you, dude. That's funny.
Good. It was funny shit. It was good, because again, everybody there was super cool. Everybody was super nice. Ryan was very cordial, very, very cool. He worked on that show that we were in Queens, where they stuffed us between Blue Demone and Guerrero, and they're like, "Yeah, you three idiots. Yeah, have a good day with selling gimmicks between these two guys. You're in a Spanish neighborhood, you guys. Yeah, all right."
No, that's good though, man. I'm glad you got to perform and Bookie Monster me onto one of these shows. I'll wrestle one of them big girls.
Definitely. I hope did you talk to the guy about announcing?
Oh no, I told him. I said, if you need to get in touch with me, you can get through GGP. He'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, Stevie is putting together his new Force USA gimmick, the heavy duty. So we wish him the best. Well, he's got to do that. He's on a schedule and doing good. Appreciate you guys supporting using that code Stevie5. You had 2 good months as we go into lockdown again. I sent it in the chat, guys. Cuomo, out it goes. We're on lockdown. New York imposes new COVID-19 restrictions on bars, gyms, and restaurants. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced new restrictions and curfews for 10 p.m. And home gatherings of 10 people or less right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Just to piss people off. And, COVID gets tired. COVID goes to bed at 10 o'clock. So you better shut down everything because that's the only way we're going to beat it is by going to have a 10 o'clock curfew. So
what I want to know is how come you guys are behind the curve? Because they that fucking nutlicker Jersey Murphy, he put that shit last week during the week.
Well,
he dropped that shit.
Hey, let's call a spade here. California first put the restrictions on, saying you're not allowed to sing in your own house. It's against restrictions for anybody to sing, and you're not allowed to go to the park if you know someone at the park and they have a gathering and you have a gathering. So let's face it, they're the trailblazers. They're the ones who invented the spot. We're just stealing it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Usually Cuomo says something, and the two nutlickers, Wolf and Murphy, are like, "Oh, we'll do what you say, buddy. You're the smart one. Speaking of the big city."
Speaking of just nutlicker, Justin French just said his liberal family is not having Thanksgiving because of the mandates.
And he's so pissed. What are you pissed for? Now you don't have to deal with those assholes. I don't get it.
I mean, guy who makes a left turn all the time is getting upset. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's because it's a free meal. Let's be fair.
Yeah. He's usually the one getting stuffed, for free gym equipment.
But yeah, man. I mean, they didn't even really claim victory, and here we are with the states.
Can I say something?
Shaking things. Of course you can. It's your show.
No, I know, but I didn't want to cut you off. So when you're done talking, I want to say something.
I just want to know how much you want us to sell the Dynasty tag belts for online.
I don't know. I'll split whatever you
Let me
sell
know.
it for. I get half. I get half.
Let me know.
Eddie. Eddie, I get half.
Matches.
Envy keeps. I'll send you the money to get him back. I said GGP says he wants a 500 a belt. I think we should go up 1,000 a belt.
Let's do it. Fuck that. I want 1,500 a belt.
1,500 as it is now. Okay, I mean somebody
man.
tell him it's $3,000 to get his belts back.
Just hold him up in the air. Give him a belt.
Yeah, bro. You know how much you know how much cock he has to suck in order to make $3,000, dude. He's gonna have to be working overtime for that one.
All of them.
Oh shit! I'm just imagining the scene from Army of Darkness with all the little mini ashes, but it's him and Taz. Like just fucking running around, my fair lady, give me the belts, give me the belts.
All right, so here's the deal. And I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, but we all won't believe in coincidences on this show. But Biden gets pushed by the media that he's the winner, and everyone's dancing in the streets, right? All together, arm in arm, singing Kumbaya. The same people that were saying fuck the police are saying come together now, and unity and love and peace and prosperity.
And wet ass
and wet ass pussy. And no talk or mention of COVID at all. Nothing.
Except
now.
Yeah.
Go on. Except what?
Well, now again, Pennsylvania and Jersey have shut everything down after 10. Now they're starting. And here's the thing: we're getting. I work with a lot of parents, so we're starting to get a lot of reports of schools are going to get closed down again. Programs are getting closed down. Indoor sports are getting closed down. Now and also then the other side of this, there was a rumble about truckers, unionized truckers who are going to go on strike. Yep. So there's a lot that's been going on all week that is making, and again, I don't want to call them Nancy Browns because they're not just blind. They're aware some of this is going on, but they're just normal parents, normal people. So they're playing, but they're not ignoring it. They're the ones who are hearing it because they're connected to the PTA circles and the other actual Nancy Brown circles where these things are getting closed.
Exactly. And this is where I was leading to. For those 2 days, whatever, where everyone's dancing in the streets and dancing in the rain and having their pina coladas about Kamala, Kimchi, and Biden, nothing was said about COVID. Now, Monday comes about, and Giuliani's saying we're going to court on Monday to fight all the charges, to bring up the charges, to fight the ballot counting and all the illegal shenanigans that went on during this election. And wouldn't you believe it, how coincidental, that's when the Democratic mayors of all these Democratic cities start coming down on with the restrictions and telling people you can't have more than 10 people in the house. You can't be more than a restaurant for 2 hours. Restaurants need to close at 10 o'clock. If you're at the gym at 10:15 at night, you're liable to get COVID. But if you're at the gym at 9:58 at night, you're safe. And also, all the people who you obviously work all day and go to the gym late to try to make their day productive, have to squeeze everything that they need to do within that time before 10 o'clock. So now the gyms are going to be even more crowded before 10 o'clock because everyone wants to get their shit.
Everyone's saying, fuck that. They're canceling and they're going to Force USA using the code Stevie5 and getting all their own home racks. And that's what is going to be happening. Or you're going to StevieRichardsFitness.com and ordering the 16-week resistance program because this is not going to change. They've got us on lockdown, and now they're the ones who are going to come out with their new little fake video game currency to go against crypto. You can go back and listen to McAfee outline this with us, and everyone's going to get 2,000 credits that Amazon and whatever else accepts that's backed by nothing except for the fact that Biden's going to tie us right back into Citibank and Fannie Mae and all this shit behind the scenes, and it's going to be AmeriCrypto or whatever the fuck. And that's where your UBI and social media credit score is coming from next in the next 2 to 3 years, dude.
But here, I mean, look, this is the logic we got to deal with, and it just bothers me to no end. We're not allowed to eat indoors. restaurants are only allowed to be a certain capacity, right? Now the restrictions are only opened up till 10 o'clock. Well, here's the deal. So what do the restaurants do? They put people outside in tables. But now now it's cold, right? So now what do? Now they get the big tents. So now people are eating outside under the big tents together, as opposed to sitting inside and eating together. So you can't
Let's analyze that. B3 this. That's a exercise in control and ridiculousness, right?
Oh, absolutely. This whole thing is.
Right. Now let's take it back to movies from when we were little kids, 5, 6 years old. Stevie was whatever, 70, 80 at that time. That I see those tents and I think of E.T., bro.
Oh yeah.
I think of E.T.
Spray tents.
Like all that shit. And is that conditioning to, let's go to where Trump said twice in both debates, the military is ready to deploy and give inoculations of the COVID vaccine. Then this week, there's Operation Warp Speed, and Pfizer, they're not a part of it, but their stock goes up because they have a 90% vaccine. And then even today, Strangler Steve sent it to me, a clipping. I sent it to the Horseman chat. Ticketmaster, you won't be able to attend shows unless you can prove COVID vaccine or COVID free. Like here, like they just take away the bread and circuses, push the vaccine. You got to get this if you want to go back to bread and circuses, dangle the fucking carrot at the end of the stick. It's all so apparent to me. I don't know however it feels on the streets or anybody you guys are feeling at home, but it's all just a big exercise in like, how do we be controllable? We're watching it happen and we're not being fooled, but we're still doing it.
Agreed. This whole thing is a big giant psyop. This whole thing, even the election itself, is a big giant psyop. I've been thinking about this all week. And run with me with this, what I'm about to say.
Well, hold on right here, because there's somebody watching and he wants to say hello. He wants to say you would talk about all about what him and his girlfriend went on a walk in Central Park and he bought her a rope.
Is this Mr. AOC?
Then he got it.
Mr. AOC.
Got one of those horse and carriages, and they went on a date.
They got separate ones because it's got to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah, well, that's right. And she doesn't want to be identified. But yeah, he's here. So please go ahead.
So here's the deal. I was thinking about how this election is a big giant psyop. And what do I mean by that? We have scenarios, all right? People went, they voted, they mailed in their fucking ballots, whatever. Election night comes and goes. At one point, Biden's down by a certain percentage. And wouldn't you know, or a certain amount of votes, wouldn't you know, in those 6 states where it looked like it was all red, they flipped blue late at night when everyone's asleep. But same exact votes that he was down by, and all this shenanigans occur to where people are saying now whistleblowers are coming out, Dominion software flipped votes, people were showing up with ice coolers with ballots only filled out to Biden. Now we have some kind of rumor about bullshit watermarks, invisible watermarks with invisible links like national treasure fucking bullshit on the fucking ballots, which I think is total nonsense. Because if it was real, they wouldn't show their ace up their sleeve to the public. They would do it in a day of court and verbally bitch smack everybody for cheating and make sure they win the election, right? But I digress. That's another story for another time. So here's the deal. What does this all do? It makes everybody continue to pick a side. You have the leftists and the Democrats and the liberals saying that all you people who went on Parler and all you people who are supporting Trump, get over it, you bunch of crybabies. And then you have the people on the right saying, oh, no, this isn't over. We're going to win our day in court and Trump's going to turn everything around and he's still your president, which may be the case. It may not be the case. We'll see when everything is settled. But unfortunately, the psyop is this. If it is the case that cheating happened, Trump isn't saying a fucking word. His legal team said AB3. Giuliani comes out, says that we're going to go to court, this, that, and the other. If these watermarks were real, just like all this QAnon bullshit to keep everybody with some kind of little hope going that we're going to win in the long term. Win what?
Dude, laptop and smear campaign is what it's about. You know what
right?
I mean?
That's exactly what I was getting to. The laptop comes out. There's fucking 48 ways till Sunday how this belongs to the fucking Biden family and all the shenanigans that happen. That disappears like a fart in the wind. Boom. Right? All this evidence showing how there was malicious intent and cheating with the election disappears like a fart in the wind. Boom. But no one says anything, right? Now, one thing is fucking said. Now, people on the right are not making enough fucking noise to combat all the cheating. Why? Why is that? Why are the Republicans not making their stink? Because they're all in bed together. It's all a big giant psyop to keep us divided, number one. And number two, to see how they can control us. And what's going to happen is when they come back into power, the liberals or the Democrats or Biden and Kamala and Kim Chi, like Ben said, all the shenanigans and all the underhanded dealings are going to occur in the background, and the UBI is going to come into play, and our system of government is going to take control of everything, and we're going to lose our liberty and our way of life. And democracy itself is going to be left in the ashes because it's going to come to the forefront that they did this, and no one's going to care. And because no one's going to care, it's going to be like that clip, like when what's her name, Hillary, was like, what does it matter now? It was so long ago, or whatever she said about the soldiers in Benghazi, right? What difference does it make? Well, the difference is this. You just killed the foundation of America. So if we don't have no foundation to stand on, what happens? Socialism comes into play, right? The AOC in 3 and Billy Ray Valentine carrying the laundry basket behind them is going to come in pushing socialism, and they're going to say, rah, 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 sis, boom, bah. You know what? Everyone needs to get equal amount of this, that, and the other. Whether you work for it or not, doesn't matter. And then we're going to all be up Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I don't disagree with much of any of that, because everything that they're doing as a snake move has got people's heads going crazy, where they're undermining the democracy. I like what you said there, because there's plenty of people I know actor-wise who do whatever and go nuts because they're emotional people. But there's other people I know who wanted Trump out, who are business-minded people, but they wanted him out so bad, and then they buy into the propaganda of the rejoice party in the streets, whatever. But then there's absolute proof, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Jersey, like, okay, that means we knew this was coming. Let's hold up and stop. We got to go back and we got to do this whole thing again. No, that's just all excuse. I'll excuse that. And they want him out so bad that they're not willing to stop and go, look, there's voter fraud. And if we don't stop this, we are so far from democracy. You're willing to sacrifice what is real. Like if there was real, a whole new election and it was all overseen and it was count for count, the real deal, Trump side would have no problem with it. But because of these fucking bullshit things, and then they compromise their own people and make them have an emotional reaction. Meanwhile, there's proof of mishappening over here.
Here's the problem now. What you're gonna get. I saw it in the chat room, and I heard it in his voice. Bro, it's total bullshit, bro. People are like, no, that's a lie. Oh, there's ballot tampering. Oh my God, there's fraud. That's a lie, bro. That's bullshit. It's unsubstantiated. I guess.
Well, not for nothing, but in Pennsylvania alone, they went to court, and the court sided with the people that said that they said that in order for them to count the ballots, they got to do it in front of a Democratic and a Republican representative to make sure the ballots are done correctly.
And they let no one in.
And they let no one in,
right.
And they counted the votes for Biden, which makes no sense. So right there, there's
your
smoking gun.
Really, really tiny. I want to kind of just a little postage stamps worth of I'd like to get maybe an explanation, maybe from Billy, because he's looking for proof. Maybe I'm not asking for proof. I'm not going to say.
Why don't you bring him on the show?
Hang on, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to ask him. Maybe he can answer. So when people on tickets, okay, who have in the past have filled out the entire ticket, and all of these tickets are coming up with just Biden and no one else filled out, and it is a record number of these. Just Biden checked, no one else. Not for state assembly, not for anything. Nothing else on this card, on this ticket was punched except Joe Biden. Record numbers. Is that now? The proof is it's there. You can look it up.
Didn't they also say?
How do you explain that?
Didn't they also say during the pandemic in one of these states, I forgot which one it was of the 6 states, there was like a 200% increase of people over the age of 90 who came to vote?
Right.
Which I don't know which state that was.
Let's just stop of like is there proof? If one of the 15 stories that we've seen where it's the nerdy guy that shows the fucking dude's address where he died in 1984, but meanwhile he would have had to been 112 years to fucking vote this year, but obviously, and then he looks it up on death in Michigan, and the guy died in 84. So it's things like that. If one of those is true, isn't it worth stopping? And then if one of those is true, then we know there's mass corruption. And it's up to us to say, fuck you and fuck you. We're doing this whole thing again, and it's all suspended, and we have to have a real...
No, where's proof, bro? Bro, you need proof, bro. Bro, there's Biden signs everywhere, bro.
The fact that they're getting people to do that move instead of standing up for democracy is my issue, and that's the problem. Look at well-maintained, minded people out that we know
who've lost their minds, like Billy Ray.
Reaction instead of looking at the real argument. They're falling for the misdirection emotional spot like that, dude. It's crazy to me.
I find it really weird that all these people just found, the people who were seemingly willing to look at both sides have now just completely gone off the deep end and are just like, nope, we're not doing that no more.
Well, you know what else is actually eye-opening, to say the least? We have the media pushing this narrative, and yet the Electoral College has not come out and said there's a declared winner. So last time I checked, the media doesn't fucking make the president. It's the Electoral College. Right. So if the Electoral College comes out tomorrow and says, hey, guys, my bad, we messed up. This Dominion software got all flanky and screwy and muffle sparked, and we have to freaking turn it around, and Trump is your actual winner, what's going to happen? Oh, the media is not going to say anything. It's another smear campaign, like what's her name says, Pelosi, ice cream lady.
Go ahead.
Biden sounds everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, bro. What's up, man? Listen, real quick. It's not about speaking about emotions. There is absolutely no proof. And if you find one dead person that voted, it's not going to make a lick of difference. You're going to have to find 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 to split what's going on here.
Listen,
right?
listen,
Hold on.
Billy Ray, hold on. Two words, my man, 2 words. Building 7, Building 7, WTC 7, Building 7.
In 2016, the same shit happened, and no one said a fucking word. In 2008, the same shit happened, and no one said a fucking word. If anybody's being worked here, is all the fake-ass conservatives that turn Trumpers. They're the ones that are being worked. This guy is openly saying he won't win. He won't concede. Hillary Clinton conceded the next day. 4 years ago, people were saying the same shit about Hillary.
What about that witch telling Biden not to concede?
They thought she was going to
win. What about that? Well, hold on a second. First of all, what about HRC telling Biden not to concede before the election even happened? What about that? There's no written rule where a president needs to concede.
If you go listen to that, if you go listen to what was said, I want everybody to go listen to what was actually said, with removing their emotions from it. The only person that has been telegraphing this for months has been Donald Trump. He said exactly what he was going to do, and he said the only way I can lose is by somebody rigging the election. He set it up months ago for this to happen, and everybody believes, all his supporters believes what he says blindly, because it is the cult of Trump. It is a QAnon, Steve Bannon, Miles Guile, all of these people come together, put this thing together, and work everyone. They worked us all to reincorporate us into the left-right paradigm and point at the Democrats as if they are the only part of the deep state. That's what's going on now. And we're openly cheering this piece of crap not leaving office after he clearly lost an election. Let me tell you something. All of these court things that are going on, they're all going to get thrown out. All of these affidavits don't mean jack squat. Well, some people already turned away and said that wasn't the case, that they were freaking lying. This is the deal here. We are all being worked. And as soon as if we continue to listen to this, if we're going to go down some freaking hole that we're not going to get out of, it might be too late for a lot of it. It might be too late. We are all being worked here to say
Listen,
that. And we're
listen.
openly supporting Donald Trump doing it.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just said before you came on, after you were folding AOC's laundry, I was saying that this is a big giant psyop. Just a beta test to see exactly how to control certain groups of individuals in this country, and it's working. Now, here's the deal, though. It's been proven fact that in Pennsylvania, they broke the law and they were not letting the Republicans watch the ballots come in and make sure that they're filled out properly and that they were legal ballots. This was proven. And they
did that in 2016 too, bro.
Let me tell you something real quick about Pennsylvania before I gotta go. Right? In Pennsylvania,
why are you gonna come in here real quick and tickle my balls?
Because she's calling.
I gotta go record a fringe, man. Listen, in Pennsylvania, they openly went to the Pennsylvania Republican legislature and asked for these ballots to be counted ahead of time. That way they really run into this problem. Go look it up. They openly went there to do this. And the Pennsylvania legislature, which is Republican, rejected them. Did not let them.
No. What they said, hang on.
This is how this works. Everybody knew it if they were paying attention. It's really simple. The day of voting, November 3rd, they counted all of the people that voted that day. Then they counted the mail-in ballots after. So while Donald Trump looked like he had a serious lead because Republicans vote on the day of more than Democrats do. Democrats are more likely to vote mail-in ballots. Then it looked like Donald Trump was running up the count. And then when we woke up overnight, oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, it's pedophilia. That's what people automatically jump to, like clicking weight there. No, what happened was they counted these other ballots that came in overwhelmingly.
Answer the question to why do Republicans and conservatives wait till election day to vote instead of mailing in? Why do you think that is? I know exactly why it is.
I think you think you know why. In this election in particular, it was because Donald Trump said so. That's why.
No, because we saw it's because we saw the setup of what they wanted to do with the stacked election. Yes, it is, dude. We wait quietly. We do not sit there with our hair on fire going screaming the whole way. Look at me. We just go, we fucking see you. We see you, and we're gonna wait. And then we're gonna fucking storm down the hill. Okay, dude.
3 weeks ago, I came on this show and I told you guys Joe Biden was going to win this election. And
because of all the signs in your neighborhood.
You crapped all over me, and you straight up told me, you were like, what is wrong with you?
He's still not up.
I don't know how you can't see this work coming. It's just like Hillary Clinton. You should see this. I don't understand. And I told you, just listen to me. Instead of you guys crapped all over me.
Listen.
Let me ask you this. Does she have like those puffy nipples, or she got like nice round? Are they small areolas? Are they? Just tell me what they look like.
Those are private moments that I don't.
Okay. Well, just tell me.
Hopefully, I get a chance to listen this out at some point. But this is what went down, and we need to separate ourselves from it. Freaking Iron Patriot in the chat. There's a couple of others in the chat that I can't think of. Franks or sausage or some nonsense. You guys got to separate yourself from this nonsense, bro. We're openly cheering the New World Order. That's what we're doing here. Openly enabling the powers that be to do what they want. When stupid ass Mike Pompeo gets up there and said, "Hey, we're getting ready for the transition to the second Trump administration." It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
All right, so let me ask you a question there, Billy Ray.
Nonsense.
Okay, so let me ask you a question real quick before you have to run off and start our shorts.
Right.
Okay. Now, if shit happens where everything in the courts get thrown out and Biden is declared the winner, hey, he did his job. He won the election. He's our president. He's my president. I will support him. I may not like the guy, but I will support him. But here's the deal. What would happen if Trump cases that are going to court actually come through fruition, and some of those ballots do get thrown out, and some of those blue states turn red, and Trump actually overturns the election process, and or the media hype, because there's no election yet, and the media hype and the propaganda gets reversed, and Trump comes out the winner. What do you think all you liberals and lefties are going to do?
We have a serious problem then.
Why would it be a problem?
They're going to get new TVs.
Why would it be a problem? Why would it be a problem? You're saying leave the emotion aside. You're saying leaving emotion aside. Why would there be a problem? If Biden wins, there's no problem from the four of us. We might not like it. We'll accept it, and we'll keep our day going forward. But why is it when the shoe's on the other foot, then we have to worry about threats and riots and a little kid throwing a tantrum because he didn't get his chocolate chip cookies in the middle of Stop and Shop? On the aisle. Why? Why do we have to deal with this nonsense? You know why? Because this is what they want. I agree with you. It's a giant psyop. It's a military psyop mind game to fucking fuck everyone with the Jeffrey mind game, the Jedi mind trick, and everyone's going to be in disarray, right? And it doesn't matter who the puppet is going to be in the Oval Office for the next 4 years, because the industrial military complex, the Bilderberg groups, the IMFs, and everybody in between underneath the sun in all these societies are going to continue to run the world underneath the thumb of the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the central banksters around the world. Now, it doesn't really matter. But here's the deal. People need to wake up and realize this. And you got to realize that no matter who the president is, he's still going to be the president. And we all need to fucking grow up. That's it. It doesn't matter who runs the country. Blue, red doesn't matter. If Biden's the president, hey, Biden, do a great job, take care of America. If Trump's the president, hey, Trump, do a great job, get off Twitter, run America correctly. That's it. We don't have to sit here in fear, because you know what? That's what happened in 2000, and that's why, what's his name, conceded after 37 days, Gore, because he got paid with the money underneath the table. It got stuck to the gum under the table, and he won, and that's it. But because Trump is such an egotistical man-child who has a ton of insecurity, he's not going to do this. He's not going to concede. And this is just going to add fuel to the fire. But if it does get overturned, we got to sit here worrying about people running into our neighborhoods and protesting Trump? Really? That's ridiculous. What are we, 5 years old? This is the mentality we have to deal with? Am I wrong?
You're not a lick, dude.
Billy Ray, you there?
Look, man, he had to get Grub. He had to Grubhub her shit back to her. She needed to go.
Yeah, he bounced. I don't know. We love you, BillyRay.
We do. Don't get me wrong,
man. I know.
But you're nailing the whole problem. Hey man, because if Biden wins, man, we got to get it in there, and we got to get Trump to fuck out. Okay, cool. But if Trump wins and it turns out he lied and there was collusion and Biden and his shit cheated, then we're gonna riot because there's something wrong with the country. Oh, okay. So if my team doesn't win, then it was because your team cheated. But if your team wins, it's because you cheated.
He did not like that truth about why we sit and wait, because we know the corruption plays are in place.
No,
that's here's in Philly where their shit was. It's exposed like that. When we wait to do it on the day, it's because we know the mail-in shit is swayed, bought, and paid for, and they're going to get their numbers up so they can use that as fuel in their propaganda. 65 million have voted. That's a subversive way of going, oh, we're coming for you, Trump. We already got 65 million votes loaded. Like that's the underlying fucking thing of it. And we just sit back and go, okay, watch yourself. You played yourself and all that, all right? And take you to court after that because we're the inspector and like that. And that's
Rebel INS.
That's it. So we wait till that and like, no, we don't want to hear that. I just told you the strategy of what it is, because that's why this pre-voting thing is just a way around. You vote on voting day. No, we can pre-vote because of COVID, so we're gonna fire up to show how dedicated we are. So
just
they can
for a second,
the 2 weeks beforehand. I voted early. Well, fucking pat on the back for you. You're fucking tits up. I wonder who you voted for if you voted early. You know, they're like wink, wink, saying it, and then once the fucking whole squad comes down the hill, like fucking runs down on them, they're like, oh shit, they want every excuse but the truth. I told the truth.
Here's the thing, and again, this falls into the same. It's almost the same thing as GGP was saying. First thing Billy did, and I'm the wind's out of my sails a little bit.
Hold on a second. I'm
know,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just got to say this real quick before the CT kicks in. November 3rd, 2020, right? Election day. There's an article that comes out, and it says, here's the article. The CDC says people with coronavirus can vote in purses. Can vote in person. In purses, yes. In person.
Jeffrey's purses.
That's right. The Centers of Disease and Control and Prevention said in a post on Monday that people with coronavirus, quote, have the right to vote regardless of whether they are sick or in quarantine, unquote. Now, if that is the goddamn case, then why do we do this mail-in ballot to begin with? That's the NASA treatment right there, where we say AB3 one day, and then we do XYZ that contradicts AB3 over here. If that's the case, then why was this all big, different voting tactic for a disease that has a 99% recovery rate? Hey, we can go to Target, we can go to Home Depot, we can go to all the major places like Walmart and stand in line and wait to go shopping, but we can't wait online to go vote. Really? Come on now. Come on.
Okay, here's my problem. The first thing Billy Ray brings up, and when you guys throw some shit on the table and you're like, okay, this, and he goes, well, in 2016, this happened, bro. But if you bring something up and you go, well, Obama, why does everybody go to Obama? Why does everybody bring Obama up and say he made the cages? But you've just done the same thing to prove your point with your left side lean. So he brings that up, and I was listening to him. He was getting all worked up, and he's talking over GGP, and he's getting angry, going, we got to leave emotions out of this. But he's getting froth at the mouth, and either she's fucking cattle prodding his balls, or he was just getting angry because he seemed to be getting all worked up.
Look, we said it. I mean, I've said it before. Okay, I don't care who the president is. We're not voting. I'm not voting.
No. Hang on, man. Here's the problem, and here's the problem I'm having. They're going to make they're going to do the count, and they say, okay, Biden's president. The guy who barely had any fucking pulse throughout this entire campaign, all of a sudden is the most popular voting president in America. He's the most popular person that they decided, this guy won me over because I hate Trump. Okay, great. But you mean to tell me, again, I just want to know, he had no answer for me, except that he said in the chat room, what I brought up earlier, how people were ticking off just Biden and no other candidate on their card. He says
they don't know how to work.
He says that happens every election. Sorry, what?
They don't know how to work. If you're gonna cheat, make sure you cheat and don't get caught cheating.
Why didn't they come back right afterwards and fucking, if they had proof that Trump was fucking rigging elections and Russia and they wanted all that, they tried it. They ran that play for 8 months. How did that work out for them?
But it doesn't make any sense, because if Russia rigged the election, he would have won the popular vote, and he lost the popular vote in 2016. So Hillary won the popular vote in 2016. He won the electoral college votes. How is the Russians going to go into the electoral college and try to infiltrate that system?
Bro, classic Russian electoral college psyop.
One of these days, Russia's going to get pissed being pointed at being the heel, and they're going to say, you really want me to be a heel? Fuck this. We're going to go Ivan Drago on you guys. And then we're going to have World War III. Why?
If he does, he does.
We keep poking the bear.
Yeah, man.
Or the mic. Poke the bear or the mic. It doesn't matter.
Strong. I sent. I think he's looking over. He's drilling on him. Oh shit!
Can we get a?
Trying to get an update from Philly. I sent. I don't think he's seen it because I think he's working overnights his schedule. But Vinny Paz might do the run, and if he sees it, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing too. I know Republicans. They came out and they publicly said, we don't believe that there's tampering. They came out and said, we do not conform to President Trump's accusations of tampering. And they went, oh, okay, cool. And everyone's like, see what they said? And they go, but could we get a recount anyway? Like, they still asked for the recount.
And you know what else? In Georgia, Democratic officials even said that, hey, I'm standing by my country and democracy, not my party. And there was shenanigans going on in Georgia, and this comes from the Democrat. So
They're
look,
recounting them all by hand. Justin French sent me an article earlier while we were talking.
oh, if you know,
No, you misread that. If Justin sent it, he means he was counting on his hand.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Give you a handy. Go ahead.
No, I mean, look, you stole the joke with the handy, so whatever, but that's fine. But look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as the president does the right thing for this country. But look what we're looking at right now, right? 2 days being pushed as the president-elect by the media, and now we're talking about stricter lockdowns. The schools closing till February is the rumor, from November to February. Truckers going on strike.
Yeah.
I mean, we're falling apart at the seams
What
right
truckers going on strike mean? Next toilet paper shortage.
Food shortage, everything.
Dude, people are doing it now. People are right now. They are getting into panic mode, and the signs have gone back up. I know local by me. Signs have gone back up that say, you are allowed one roll of toilet paper. So those came down for a while.
Yeah, here's one that fucked me up this week, and had my grandfather rolling over in his grave.
Beard oil was taken off the shelves.
No, I got plenty. I got 2 years supply. CanYouHandlebar.com. Fall 2020 to save 20%. But yeah, I was up at my hunting camp, and the guys that are the original founders, the 5 families of it, and they're like split it up into weeks, So I'm up there. I can hunt the land. It's not a problem. But I come down to get a water off the front porch, and our camp's it's always open because locks only keep honest people out. They're going to take what they want. If they want it, they're going to break in. Dude, COVID sign on my hunting camp door, and the door locked, key and locked. I was like, wow, dude. I get it. They're becoming the old timers, but like just that feeling alone, I was like, this is ultimate fuckery right here, dude. So that got me. Not much triggered me, and I was having a great day in the woods too. But it's the insanity. And now whether it's Cuomo putting this down, dude, like, is there going to be blowback in the streets from what they're trying to do and goading the right to have an emotional response, and that resulting in a physical response, whether it's peaceful protests that turn into whatever they're going to try and meet it with, or what have you? Is there going to be anything, or are people just going to say, sorry, we all canceled Thanksgiving this year, and we're doing a Zoom Thanksgiving, everybody?
Look,
You didn't like Zoom Thanksgiving?
No, I don't like Zoom. Look, dude, the fact that this individual, Cuomo, allowed all these old timers infected with COVID to go back into the nursing homes, and he's not being being brought up on charges for murder or manslaughter or anything of that effect.
Negligence,
even negligence. And they catch him walking his dog 2 or 3 times with no mask on, where his brother Fredo on CNN bashes Trump for this hydroxychloroquine or whatever the name of the medication that allegedly worked. And then gets caught with COVID. He's hanging out in his basement, and they catch him taking the hydrochloric, what it's called, the Muffle Sparks medicine, and they call his bullshit. And he goes, "Well, no, it was just a generic brand." What does that mean? You're still taking it, dumbass. Same thing with this other chick, Nancy Pelosi, who bans salons from having people to get their haircuts, to get their hair done. But she goes there, and she doesn't apologize for being a selfish wench. She goes, "Oh, it was a sting operation. They set me up.
It's a trap. It's a trap."
Just like this laptop, they don't debunk the laptop. They don't debunk the emails that were brought on by WikiLeaks. No one ever says they're not real, but no one fucking pays attention to that. Hey, guy, look over here. Look over here. Don't look over there. Look over here.
Emotional over here. Fuck proof. Fuck any little proof.
See, that's all you got to do.
We need to go. It's all about come over here in emotion. And man, there was a lot of emotion earlier, dude.
That's all you got to do. You don't have to give any proof. You just got to go, no, listen to me. Listen to me. I got to talk over you. No. And then you go, oh, well, no, dude, he's really fucking angry. So everybody back off. We don't need proof. We're good.
Yeah. Like I said, it's that little kid throwing the tantrum in the middle of the shopping aisle of a supermarket because he didn't get his cookies. You know what I'm saying? His mom says, "Put the cookies back." No, ma, I want it. Start throwing a freaking fit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's leg slapping his fucking leg, like he's fucking throwing super kicks, like some of these indie workers who call themselves workers.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm saying? And not being a fucking real worker. But I digress. I'm not going to go down this avenue right now.
XR Butcher says, "Just Lane who?"
Yeah, right. What's
What happened to her?
Exactly. What happened to her? She's sitting there pretty in her, and she's done dropped names already, but nothing happens, right? Come on, man. This whole thing is a big shit. It's theater. It's a big club, and we're not invited.
Well, what about the video we had of fucking Murphy? Murphy and his other fucking whoever he was bringing on TV. He says, "Oh, I can't wait to get the mask off." And she says, "Oh, me too." And he goes, "I'm going to wait till we get on stage to take it off." And she goes, "Yeah, we might as well get some political theater out of it." Now, you're hearing it secondhand from me, okay? There's a video of it. You can look it up and you hear them. They say it, and their mics are hot and they're stupid and they don't know how to fucking work a microphone. And they go out and they take their masks off and oh everybody, hi. And again, never been brought up. Never been shown except on the news, on the internet.
Listen, if you're not part of the booking committee, you're not going to get booked. That's it. And the left side has the booking committee. The media has the booking committee. We find laptops with a guy banging 14-year-old girls and smoking crack. Oh, that's not him. Who is it then? John Travolta? No, they're girls.
No, they'd be. Yeah, I was going to say they'd be dudes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a massage parlor over here. What's going on? You know? Oh wait, the family lawyer is asking for the laptop back, but I thought it wasn't theirs. Why does he want it back?
So I need it back.
Oh, we have emails from HRC saying she sacrificed a chicken to the god Moloch in her backyard. Whether chicken meant a little boy or actual physical chicken, why is she sacrificing anything to a Moloch god? What is no one's question?
It's her right to do it because she's HRC, damn it.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have all this Podesta nonsense with the artwork and all this stuff. And then being down in Portugal, being drawn and identified during the Madeline McCain thing. And no one questions that. Oh, yeah, that's called a segue, folks. Yeah.
Smooth motherfucker.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
GGP,
Operator.
I get some butterflies in my stomach from GGP. I
like that.
I want to smoke weed with him. Him and Joe Rogan.
The frogs are gay.
Yeah, we wanted to switch gears to get back to something lighter, child murder.
The fucking boomerang bush clearing that GGP just did to swing into this was fucking tremendous.
Yeah, phenomenal. Australia's 60 Minutes spot follow up on the Madeline McCain. As we covered Podesta things, and that was just a weird thing that stuck out. I much more believe the Chester Bennington connection and all of that being the way we should go down a road of investigation fully. But there was early sketches of a dude that looked like Podesta, and the conspiracy world ran with it. But we've always had our eye on these long-term, abductions and things along those lines. But they did a whole piece on this guy, Christian
CB, Christian B. They kept calling
Bruckner. I remember because of the producer from Hollywood.
Yeah, Bruckheimer. Yeah, and so a German guy looks creepy. Is now in jail because of being convicted of raping a 72-year-old woman very violently and taping it. And them finding a video in the tapes, and apparently he was 1 kilometer away from where Madeline McCain was. Now, then he escapes back in the timeline right to Germany and flees and continues on with some sadistic behaviors and whatnot. And, they say they have enough evidence that they never find the body or anything like that. But in one of his hideouts in Germany, they buried with a dead dog. They said they found 8,000 videos, 8,000. Yeah. And he's like a bind, torture, kill on either the weak or the young. There's supposedly, logs.
And he had
2013 pedophile chat rooms. Go ahead.
The mobile, his mobile homes. They made sure they said it. His American style mobile home.
His American style mobile home.
That he had little girls' bathing suits and pen drives and all kinds of shit up on, of over 8,000 pieces of video and photos of this shit. Now, again, but like I was telling you before the show, they did. There was a, and I want to say it might have been 2020. Again, I don't remember. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find it. But again, it's kind of irrelevant. The first time they talked about an expatriate who lived right by them, and they dug up his yard. They used the ground searching equipment. They did all this shit. And this guy wound up being proved innocent, even though all this evidence did point to him. He was involved. He could have been. He could have made it. That people saw him carrying a girl. All kinds of stuff. Now, the thing about this Australian 60 Minutes bit, a lot of it was sensationalism. Okay, they wanted to paint him up that he's this monster. Okay. We understand he is a monster. This guy's fucking a piece of shit. They didn't talk about how much the police fucked up before that, because in this article they talked about they let cadaver dogs and they let dogs on the scene, so they fucked up all the evidence, all this forensic evidence.
Had 600 DNA tests, and almost all of them came back with canine in them.
So now the thing at this other video, this other documentary on this was what a crack job the Portugal police were doing. They put them over here. And I remember this being, as I'm watching this, I remember this being a stark contrast to what they said, because the first time around, they said the Portugal police were like a fucking SWAT team, and they clamped everything down, and they were on all these people. And they just couldn't figure out how this guy, whoever it was, just poofed out of nowhere. Now, this particular one, they went into this whole other fucking thing about how the police shit the bed, how the dogs fucked everything up. But that piece of evidence that stuck out was this dummy's call in front of the house.
Right.
And then what they brought up was somebody in the restaurant.
Yeah, somebody in the restaurant.
That's the other part.
Alerted him to be able to come do that. The story is that he's a kilometer away in some little shitty beach house gimmick, and that the McCanns were having dinner at the tapas place, and their little bungalows should be within like 100 yards of where they are, but
because they asked
to be sat closer as they could near the children in case anything went wrong. Now, these are little kids, like maybe it's just a different vibe, European style. I don't know. But whoever that was is the one that gave the heads up to this guy to be able to come and know that. So there's your conspiracy and the conspiracy of Horsemen.
There's more than one person involved. It's a network.
So how could you not go through and fucking question right there everybody who ever worked there, the fucking logs of everybody? We didn't do that follow-up. Did we do any of that work? Let me stop you real quick, because there's the big, long and short of it. This Christian Bruckheimer is the one. He's already in jail. Sodomized, raped a 72-year-old woman on a break and entering, totally random victims. Okay. How many pieces of video were in that fucking whole 60 minutes of him?
None.
0.
It was all pictures.
0.
Now
the whole thing was pictures. How about everybody who knew him from the block in Germany?
That's my question.
How many of them appeared directly on camera that were the witnesses from the block?
0.
They all did what?
They all did it anonymously. That was my question.
Like this. They all looked so you couldn't see the face if you really knew it was them or not. And then they had the experts, the criminologists, lawyers, that could have been any actor they put in there to paint him some way. There could be no Christian Bruckheimer, and all of this is just 5 or 6 pictures that they kept showing and putting
old
actors.
Pictures.
Yeah, putting it together with actors and fucking dude. That could have been the cameraman giving a fucking testimonial. Yeah, he used to work here at the corner store right next to the elementary school.
That's my question to you.
The whole thing felt like a bigger part of a psyop to me, Operation Mockingbird, to feed and create a boogeyman big answer. Very strange.
That was my question about the guy who his friend, right? Who he had I guess, said these things to. And he was the one who's like, oh, he used to work in a kiosk right by the kindergarten. So you're like,
Right.
okay, now here's my question. This guy, he has admitted things to. He used to give the kids lollies, is what he said.
He showed him the fucking police report when he
Right.
walked in that day that Madeline McCann, they were asking about it. Like,
Right.
all this shit. Like, if you were really fucking and they were on the run for Madeline McCann, you'd think you'd be laughing and fucking doing it. And the other thing is, there's no
Look at this
video of
motherfucker.
him on anything. How about 8,000 videotapes? You think they wouldn't release one thing of him walking around half nude with somebody blurred out on a bed?
Something.
Like, not one.
Now, but here's my other question.
Fuck,
How
bro.
come they didn't look to this motherfucker, his friend, who was so tight with him? Obviously, he had to know about his pedophile shit. So why wouldn't you go to him and be like, dude, what's your link to this? And I guarantee he would have dropped a lot more fucking info if he had it. But it just didn't make sense. Because not only, I don't want to be on camera, but they didn't distort his voice or anything.
Right. Let me tee you up on this. Again, what if, because of the side, and this is the conspiracy horseman way out in the 0.000333 percentage. What if it is Podesta and them, and they have the fucking Washington Post abilities through their connections to get this PSYOP piece made of some German thing using Merkel and all of them to fucking do that based on their connections with what we've seen at Gothard Tunnel and every other goddamn thing to create a complete bullshit piece around a character named Christian Bruckheimer with just 5 pictures, and they're free and clear because now we can put this fucking case to bed. It was this German monster, and you knew he was here, but he wasn't here, and then he's really arrested, and you don't see him. When's he going to jail? I'm just saying, this is way out there, but the way this piece felt, it felt like it was engineered.
Yeah, well, and again, where it kind of led me into more questions again. They kept calling him Christian B, okay, instead of Bruckner. Like, I just felt it was odd. And again, every profiler, every attorney, this man was the epitome of a monster. He would kill and go after the weak. And he had a 15-year-old girlfriend who he would beat and choke and do things to. And so like they've set this all up. Then you got to the defense attorney, who I wanted to slice his belly open, fucking feed him his own guts. He turns around and he sets this up, and he says, well, there's no proof. I'm not going to say whether there was or not. And at that point, I wanted to feed his guts to him. And then he says, if you think he's going to work with prosecution, you have a better chance of getting a cold drink in hell. Those are the words that he used.
Cold drink of holy water.
Of holy water in hell.
Do you think he said that to secure his client's lifeline because they're connected to the Podestas and they didn't want to fucking have him die in jail if he is in jail to begin with?
That was my thing. I said that was a code to somebody, because there's no way. Why would a guy who wants to avoid the publicity, who wants to avoid that was too fucking weirdly specific. I feel like that was something else.
You're not just going to lock him up on that rape thing, even if you find the fucking 8,000 videos and it's moment by moment. You're going to have the video. You're going to have the sit down where you're on video, investigator going, we've got the videos. Do you want to say anything? And he goes 9, and then they lock him up. We don't have even that investigative room piece to show that Christian Bruckheimer, Christian B, which is another weird part of this. They say his name, then they start calling him Christian B. Yes, Christian B.
Yes, Cuban B.
And fucking
I stab on B.
Yeah, and it just feels like there's a couple unsaid things, and then to not follow up, if that's your whole thing of somebody else, dun dun dun, must have tipped him off in a pedophile psychopath way. Well, who is that? Why don't you have any suspects? Like, why would you go to air with that without having other people to investigate to put the heat on? Right. You know what I mean? There's just
And then at the end of the day, end of this whole show, the end of your full report, you got nothing. We're left still because he's already in jail. This is done. This has been done for a while, and we've gone no further.
Okay. May I chime in for some reason?
Absolutely.
For some reason.
For some reason.
I hope.
Hit the gong.
If you are a person in Germany who gets busted fondling underage an individual like he did, and then he bounced to Portugal, just like Hitler, same game plan, right? Moved to down to South America, Portugal, Argentina, whatever, right?
Close.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Portugal's not
Spain.
in. It's by Spain. My mistake. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Same place.
My mistake. My mistake. What was I thinking? Sorry.
Because they're all Puerto Ricans. You don't care.
They're all a bunch of La Parkas. So what I'm saying is this. You go there. You go to Portugal. You make a life for yourself in Portugal. You end up doing this to the 72-year-old lady, which is horrific just to begin with. But you're already wanted in Germany. You're going to go back into Germany? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He could have went to Spain. He could have went to Sweden. He could have went to Italy. He could have went to Greece. He could have went to Africa.
This guy was living that hobo life where he could have done whatever the fuck he wanted.
And then on top...
I'm sorry. He actually stayed. He didn't tell them where he lived in Portugal and stayed in jail for 8 months. He did a bit for 8 months to avoid telling them where he lived. So this guy lived that life where he could have went wherever the fuck he wanted and not cared.
And then another thing, they said they found it in property that he owns a house over. Yeah, how do you own a house and not live in that house for years because you're on the run in Portugal and come back to
wasn't
property?
Even a house. It was like a warehouse. That's my question. This dude had a warehouse and he had an RV just sitting off in the fucking woods. And nobody like that was like a huge, to me, that's like a huge red flag that everybody just kind of, and they went over it. And they just passed it. And they said, oh, we just found this we found this stuff in his dog died and he buried the dog. Underneath the dog was the evidence. What about the fucking giant warehouse that this jerk off owns? This guy looks like a piece of shit, according to this 60-year-old picture you're showing me of him. He looks awful. And this guy has a warehouse and an RV just sitting somewhere.
But didn't he also have a house that he wanted to build a dungeon in, like that other guy they were saying?
He was, yep. So he had work.
That's what they're saying, because what if the guy is a total specter, man, and they just want to tie it to the guys that are in order to throw everybody off the scent, Podesta-wise, and wrap this shit up, B.
Yeah,
could be.
Wrap it up, B.
I mean, when they had that documentary on Netflix regarding this issue, they're not even mentioned in it, correct?
No.
Yep.
And lo and behold, who's sitting on the board of directors of Netflix?
They showed the other sketches. They didn't show the Podesta sketches in this.
Nope. Just the ones that look like this dude.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm saying the documentary
I know exactly.
In Netflix, I didn't see it, but they didn't have any mention of Podestas in any of that.
No.
So what I'm saying is, the people who are sitting on the board of Netflix happens to be 1 degree of separation of these two individuals. Now, we're not saying that they kidnapped this child. There's allegations. It could have happened.
But bro,
who knows?
You know what?
Maybe Christian
kidnapped. They've been getting kidnapped for years, bro. It happens every year.
Maybe Christian B was in bed with the Podestas, allegedly, or maybe the parents were in bed with these people. I mean, listen, I'm sorry, as a father, I wouldn't leave my 3-year-old child or any infant or young child alone so I can go sit at a restaurant so I can go eat some tapas to go eat some freaking tortillas.
You guys were swingers, yeah. Hey, now.
And drink some fucking pina coladas and some fucking there's a lot to meet. This is like Transformers. There's more to meet the eye.
Yeah. And the other one that was the weird story of the day. Early on, we're on this now, and I want to say shout out to El Pelagi, who's posted. I guess there's 3 new UFO videos up at Hameen Media Group on Instagram, and also the Conspiracy Horsemen now on BitChute as well. Just to get torn down, you guys. So we're keeping it underground, keeping it real, keeping it raw. But this was interesting, and I know you guys popped for it. Tuttles had actually sent me this podcast on emails coming into a podcast and some other news sources from someone claiming to be John Benet Ramsey and that she's alive. And she read some of these on the podcast, these like voicemails, and then she played the voicemails of this girl who the age supposedly lines up, but this whole thing could be a Instagram hoax. I am John Benet Ramsey in 1996, only 92 followers. 2 of them are Sal and I today. But there's pictures of John Benet Ramsey as a little girl. And then, dude, she claims Matthew McConaughey was her
Margaret
and Margaret were her father and mother in a psyop where it's all fucked up, and McConaughey would wear prosthetics when he was around her, and she was handled and all this stuff. Apparently, this is the girl who claims it at this point. So, baby John Benet, all grown up, but
they were shooting something into her eyes and made her wear prosthetics on her ears.
Yeah, because Jean Benet's eyes in this are not that same color blue.
Yeah,
but who knows if those are contacts she wears.
First of all, that podcast was the drizzling shit. It was so goddamn boring. And they were talking about chili for like a half hour. I wanted to freaking strangle those two over the goddamn podcast. It was so goddamn annoying.
This is her, Jean Benet. She got nice gimmicks now, too, I guess. Not, willing to get them out. So she seems well adjusted. But I guess she works at a Starbucks in New York City, GGP.
She was putting that over big.
Yeah.
But wait, John Benet, that person from saying that she works in a Starbucks in New York, she's in New York?
Yeah, she's a New York girl.
Yeah, she's like posting pictures of baby Jean Benet and things like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna reach out to that podcast and see see what's going on, man. With
edit this and post it.
What's that?
I say edit this and post it. But look, didn't they also say that there's talks about Katy Perry being this chick?
That's a
look. I don't know a lot about this incident. I mean, I remember when it happened. What was it? 96, 97 it went down?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I was too enthralled into the NWO and the Monday Night Wars. I could care less at the time about conspiracies or being a free thinker, but I do remember the situation at hand, and it is I feel bad for the parents. Hopefully, they're not involved in the whole scenario. But I mean, look. To say accusations from, these people doing the podcast, I don't know. They say that Matthew McConaughey, because he has curly blonde hair, and the kid has curly blonde hair.
No. They came out and they did due diligence, and they said, he's just a weird dude.
How's he weird? Because he believes in God?
No, because he walks around naked, bangs his drum, and gets high.
Yeah,
so
there's plenty of McConaughey ritualism.
Hey, bro, you've been in the ECW locker room. Is that really that strange? Come on.
No, what's strange to us is not strange to them. No, but they did their due diligence, and they were keeping an open mind, and they said, listen, we're not saying it's real, we're not saying it's not. I know. They want more information, and they would like to find out. So they just said McConaughey he has his peccadillos. He's got his quirks. We all like a little pudding in our boots now and then.
Yeah, dude.
Justin French likes pudding in his boots. That's for sure.
You think he got over in Hollywood with power of positivity and all that shit early on back in the day? Come on, man. He knows where the bodies are buried. So just some interesting things where they got thrown our way of like a girl calling into podcasts trying to stooge off. And that takes me back to other things like maybe we should try and get Bill Clinton's illegitimate son too. No one's really been on that.
Didn't he beat Stevie for the Wildcat Championship?
I think he did beat him. He beat him for the Stevie 5 champion. Oh, that was Jade Spade. Yeah, we could maybe do a whole episode of trying to get people that are like the strange offspring or of and disprove it, because this was a weird one. Why would you be calling in and leaving all these cryptic? She sounds MK Ultra and like Operation Monarch, like in her, like the way she's talking is very odd and would lend credence to an abduction for human experimentation. Like I said, this is the conspiracy Horsemen. We're not going to call everything down the line, but when something crazy in a conspiracy that we followed for decades is put out in a new era, we're going to put it out there to you guys, our audience. What do you think?
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If you were John Benet Ramsey, you got abducted, right? And you're gone for 13 years. and you show up and you're alive
Working in Starbucks, baby.
and you're working in a Starbucks and putting posts on the gram of Insta, and you're not trying to capitalize on who you are and how much lore there's behind your name and this whole scenario that went down to where you could be a movie star, you could have a movie about you, you could sell it to your rights of your story.
You've been raised in an MK Ultra LSD trip since you were fucking 8, bro. And
But the problem is, if she's able to identify herself as that person who went missing, then she should be smart enough to be able to capitalize on it. And she's not. She's just playing the gimmick.
For the camp that she is really.
Oh, I know, Ben. I know, bro.
I'm just saying, somebody is claiming, and there's some weird MK Ultra-esque behavior going down. We followed her.
I think we have a greater chance of having Prince Envy being John Benet Ramsey than fucking this chick.
I maybe, but he's not getting his titles back anyway. You cut it.
Do you know the guy's like 47 years old, 4'2", and he still has a nose ring? Why do you have a nose ring? You're a dad. Take it out,
dude. What do you think, Sal? You were oh my god in this one a little bit.
I was, man, because I was popping for it because you're listening to it and you're going. When I go into everything, I immediately wipe my brain completely clean. And I go, I just want to hear it, and I want to hear it, and I'll let it paint its own picture. And I listen to the podcast, and I'm going, okay, well, they're doing their deal, all right. And then I heard this girl talk, and I'm like, all right, well, all right. Oh, fuck. So then I
want to get the other voicemails, though. They said they'd send the other voicemails, so I'm going to reach out to get them, dude.
I do want to hear those other voicemails.
Wait, actually, they just sent me one right here.
I immediately went to her Instagram.
Y'all are you bitch. Y'all are you pussy. Y'all are you Coach Vulture.
Coach Vulture.
Before I was done, now I'm back.
Oh, well, I guess that was, maybe it is Jean Benet Ramsey after that.
Yeah, so I went to her Instagram. And I started. I went down her whole thing, and I was laughing to myself, going, "She's putting Starbucks over huge," and she's like, "Oh, here's the beautiful city behind my Starbucks mug," and I'm like, "Jesus Christ, you're putting over Starbucks." Then I found out she works at Starbucks, so I was like, "Okay, perfect." Now, then I started to deconstruct it in my stupid head. I started going, "Well, wait a minute. Is she trying to make it seem like she doesn't want the publicity? That's why she's working at Starbucks."
Then why bring it? Bring
it up anyway? And then there was some, oddly enough, in this mental patient's whole thing, there were some inconsistencies of the top pictures were saying, "John and Patsy, I love you. Thank you for being great parents." Go down further into her feed, and she's like, "Those people were never my parents." Very, very stern and venomous at them. So maybe she's had a bit of an outbreak, a bit of a change in her thought, where she actually embraced the people who raised her and not McConaughey and Anne Margaret. And I'll be fair, Anne Margaret. Yeah, come on.
Who's Anne Margaret? Is that the short hair?
How dare you? Grumpy old men. Grumpy old men.
Oh,
the hot bro, right?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I think everything in the end is going to turn out all right. Yeah, very weird, man. Very weird little developments, and we like to go down these rabbit holes, even if it's to like cut the cord. That I think the big news here is that Starbucks may have a psychopath working for them.
I want to go to that Starbucks.
Yeah, you never know what.
I want to fuck with her and see if we can break her. Be like, let me get a latte with John Benet Ramsey and a biscotti, please.
You won't do it.
I'd love to find that place.
I am John Benet Ramsey, 1996. Interesting. And we'll get those tapes and maybe we'll play some more, because the way she was talking was not disingenuous, but not sane either, Well,
listen, if she shit back crazy and her father took her ear and fucking burned it on the stove, you know what I'm saying? And now he's doing a loony. Yeah, loony up in Tokus. She'll be very entertaining on the show. So let's get her.
She'll be no less crazy than the other person we had on this afternoon.
I know it's all about the crazy talk around here. Stevie wasn't here to reel us in. He might be talking in tongues while he's setting up his Force USA big, whatever it is, the GX6 gigantic super sled. He goes, my delivery guys hate me, and I go, I wonder why. You only have them deliver half a ton of shit every week. He goes, they're really gonna love it when 635 pounds of bumper weight show up at the end of the week. Dude, that's killer. Those guys got to be jacked, fucking the most jacked FedEx guys there are.
Wait, Justin French weighs 635 pounds. I thought he lost weight.
Big Ray's lost weight using StevieRichardsFitness.com, and you can too. As well, guys, join it before the New Year's resolution. Why wait? Gyms are shutting down at 10 p.m. It's going to be the next lockdown. If you got to go big with the gym stuff, you can always get Stevie.
Don't put that in the universe, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like they're making their move. It's going to be 80
all
days.
I'm saying is we have all these fucking billionaires in the world today. Not one of them can be Batman and kick the shit out of all these crooked politicians.
Really? Just fund it.
We couldn't have a team of sniper guys just take all these people out and do the right thing for everybody.
We absolutely could and should. I've been putting that plan forward for a while. I don't know if you guys remember or not. But yeah,
tall trees, tall
hey,
trees, short ropes, baby.
Hey Fez. Yeah, man. GGP, you got any other bookings you can get me on, or what's up?
Nope.
No, no.
I don't have a show lined up. Unfortunately, now with this thing, if we're all going to go back into lockdown, hopefully we won't. But we'll see how the next week or so plays out as far as the presidential scenario goes, and how everyone's going to retaliate, and how the media is going to push this and scare everybody with all this nonsense. I mean, this thing. I mean, look, if you would have told me 2020 was like this, I would have been like, "Shit, you're full of it." But hopefully, 2021 isn't worse, because I don't think we could take 2 years of this nonsense. It really is.
Well, that's where they don't want you to take it. They want you to rise up. So it's problem, reaction, solution, as always, man. That's
of course. But what I'm saying is this. I mean, look, did you honestly think in 2019 we'd be sitting here talking about a disease that has a 99 point whatever recovery rate, and everyone's hiding underneath the table like it's a nuclear war? I mean, come on.
We'd be arguing with people where they're going, "Where's the proof?" And you go, "Here's proof." No, I'm talking about him getting out of here. No, dude. Like,
yeah, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
It's everything.
It's a court case that says, "Hey, these people were hiding the ballots. They wouldn't let the other people look at them." Literally a court case, and they ruled inside of the Republicans, and yet that's not good enough. There's a laptop with all these documents and all these fingerprints and pictures and a signature that matches the guy's signature. That's not good enough. But you know
good enough.
What?
Mandomania, the Mandalorian podcast, 2 episodes in the can with MSG producing the new one tonight. Hopefully, be out tomorrow. Episode 2 was all right, but I think they just went the easy route with the big spider monster. I like episode 1 way better.
Oh yeah, look, man, you can't do fucking high spot, leg slap city, 24 hours, 365. You know, I mean, look, you got to bring them out and bring them back up.
Seriously though, huge pop for the use of a knobby spider. That was fucking awesome.
Oh, dude, that's in Rebels, bro. I mean, yeah, that was originally that was supposed to be in Empire Strikes Back. That was one of Ralph McQuarrie's original drawings and concept art, and they didn't use it. But we're doing NFO tonight at 11 o'clock. We didn't get a chance to film it yesterday. Unfortunately, some family stuff came into play, and I couldn't do it. We have a big guest next week that's coming on, Steven Stanton, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, General Radis.
Wow.
No, I didn't say fat. I said pretty. Oh, got it. Haha. And then
Jesus, I heard I got Stu's report. I'm not sure 100% confirmed, but you guys got hot competition for the Academy Star Trek podcast. Lance Archer might be coming on there as well. So
Lance Archer, the wrestler?
Murder Hawk. Yeah, he's a Star Trek guy. So the stakes just got raised. Triple D says, sorry, Saka Malaka. I'm going to get some bigger and we'll see.
Fucking shots fired.
Good.
First.
You know what? That's fine because their 3 fans can listen to his podcast. Our 5 fans will listen to our podcast, and we'll still have more votes than they have because the NFO is much better than the Academy every day of the week, twice on Sunday. And if you don't believe that, I have documented proof where I have Dimitri emailing us. I don't even listen to his shit ass podcast. I'm kidding. I like the podcast. I still don't listen to it, but I like Dimitri. So,
oh, who's got the better baklava? Your grandma, I'm sure. So,
guaranteed.
Go to prowrestlingtees.com/Greek God popping on support. Get all the great stuff he's got going on. Catch him on the road if we're back out there ever. It's Big Sally Horror Junkyard going live right after this. I'm sure twitch.tv/Horror Junkyard.
Yeah. We're doing we're going to try Lucius, which we were hoping Stevie could show up for because it's about a little demonic kid who murders people using his satanic powers.
Just like,
yeah, we kept thinking, we was like, this is Stevie's game. We recorded Junkyard last night. We did again. So this is a special month. It's No Shave November. So we're doing werewolves, and it is Cat's month. We're letting her pick the movies, and we're letting her host the show.
She's not shaving either.
She is not shaving. She has a giant Al Sharpton headlock down there.
Oh boy,
Nice.
I don't have a big brown beaver.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy shit.
God.
And I know she never listens to the show, so I can say all of this.
Even if she did, what's going to happen? You just tell her to go back in the kitchen and get your fucking celery stick. Relax.
Yeah, so we're letting her host the show, and because you know what, the fans voted for it during the Wednesday night gaming. So that's what we kind of tie it all together because we do have things that connect. We sometimes have prizes we give away. We give all kinds of shit. So just check it out. Make sure you get in touch with us at the Horror Podcast, the Horror Junkyard at protonmail.com. And we have a hotline whatever, you know what it is anyway. We give it out like 100 times. It's fine. So eventually I'll remember it. But aside from that, we are looking forward to the next one. And tonight I'm actually looking forward to this game because I also picked up the game for Steam, so I want to check it out. Oh, the Hard Junkyard. Thank you very much, Chuck. 207-261-0008. You can call us, leave us dumb messages like everybody else does. You can leave us some amazing. I will say we have gotten some amazing voicemails. One of which almost cost one of our listeners his life.
Wow.
Yes, that is a true story. So
please elaborate.
It's coming out on the show. Once the show drops, we can talk about it here.
Okay. Listen, I just want to say, I'm a little upset with Chuckles.
Oh, what's that?
Why? Because the guy had a sponsorship from Honda. They're paying him to drive that shitbox Pilot. And I want to know how we can get a sponsorship on this show so we can get paid.
Oh, the fucking heat. As soon as he pulls in, fucking GGP goes right at him. Right at him with the car.
Awesome. Yeah, taking that heat. Chuck can do it, man. Doing great production over there. Twitch.tv/Horror Junkyard. He's also in the Discord hanging out there for Hameen Media Group. Get us at Hameen Media Group for the official Discord where all the cool kids are hanging out. Russo brand Patreon one's up now too. Be up for Russo brand members very soon as well, doing special watch alongs as we keep getting clipped here at Twitch. Maybe I'll get clipped tonight, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, because I'm coming right back to watch what I can of AEW until my eyes burn and I have to shut it down for the evening and do whatever else. So you can go check out thebrosters.com, official Vince Russo Bro Coffee, and Fordo'sOliveOil.com. It's still
none of that either. Fuck.
I got 2 cases here. You just gotta come get some. And I actually got a 5X t-shirt and 2 fucking gimmicks that I got to send you from 3D printing still as well.
I get nothing from Brosters and olive oil. These motherfuckers. I don't get Dippin' Donuts out here. Go fuck yourselves.
We'll have to rectify that situation because I don't want to be the one taking one of those big cock-sucking snap kicks to the face right now. So I better get this guy his coffee, his shirt, and his Cthulhu's because it's the Conspiracy Horsemen, you guys. We're over strong tonight. Billy Ray, we love you. We're going to stay tuned to the madness and keep it locked here, hackerhameen.podbean.com. Yalla!